When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
703-835-3224. There's a bit of a bite in the cigar. A bit of a bite, yes, during the profit break. I decided to light it up just to test it. The 24 and 5, their 1958 Corona. Has a woodsy tone. It is smooth, but it does at the end has a little bit of a. It's very smooth and mild, but it does have a tiny bit of a bite at the end, which is very nice actually. Hey, for $7, it's not too bad. I've had smokes that for that price range and even less that were better than that one, but you don't get them often. But it's you just have to go with your own. No, some people are going to absolutely love that stick. That everything is preference when it comes to taste like that. What doesn't come to as preference to taste is politics and finances. Now, sure, there's a little bit to be said about your own preference when it comes to finances. What type of risk are you willing to take? Can you stand? Can you stand being in nothing but emerging stocks or penny stocks, or are you so adverse to risk that the best thing, the most risk you're willing to take is a bank CD, certificate of deposit? So there are all that kind and there's everything in between. The only thing safer than a bank's certificate of deposit would probably be, a plain old savings account. And no, I don't think hiding the money under your mattress is safer. I think with depending on where you live, if you get robbed, you can lose that. And it's not insured by, the government. But what people are doing now is they think that they need to panic because the Dow has dropped by almost 600 points. Well, it's not 10%. We've been through these corrections before, and it's about time for a correction because, frankly, the Dow's been going up and up and up and up for a while. And yes, there are some issues with China, and China playing around with its currency again. This is nothing new. The entire world knows that China plays with its currency. And the entire world knows that China often plays unfairly with its currency. So a lot of places, including the United States, we take that type of manipulation into account. We don't like it. Some countries think that it's unfair. It is. But every government tries to manipulate their currency in one form or another, in some way or another. In the simplest way, how you manipulate currency, we do that here quite often by printing more money, or you raise or lower taxes, or you have the Federal Reserve raise or lower prime interest rates. All of those things have an effect on a country's currency. And in effect is government manipulation. So what China's doing is really no different than what any other Western or advanced or economically developed nation is doing or has done. Now, granted, they may do it on a larger scale, or they may do it more dramatically than most of the rest of the world. But make no mistake about it, they're not the only ones who manipulate their currency. So this whole notion that China's got to play by the rules, no. No, they got to play by their own set of rules, and that's how to survive for them and their people, which is something the United States government needs to learn. They used to know that, but it seems like they need a refresher course. But since everybody knows that everybody manipulates their currency, there are certain, shall we say, built-in mechanisms to protect countries and currencies from over-manipulation. Now, granted, China is arguably the world's second largest economy now. So if China gets a cold, the sniffles, well, a lot of countries are going to get a cold, obviously. But even the United States is not free from the effects of China going into a recession. Now, we are, fairly tightly tied with China now because of all the manufacturing of American companies that are in China, and all the importing that we now do from China, and all the money that's being sent back and forth between China and the United States. Yeah, there's there could be a problem there. Absolutely. It's like it used to be that, if the United States got the sniffles, then economy got the sniffles, and Japan caught a cold. If the United States caught a cold, if the United States economy caught a cold, then Japan's economy caught the flu. And to some degree, although it has lessened, that symbiosis has lessened, but it's still there to some degree. But Japan has learned how to wean itself away from the United States by being a partner with the rest of the world. Sure, we're by far still Japan's largest trading partner, but they're willing to trade with China, and they're willing to trade anywhere. You can find Toyotas in Europe now. So this whole notion that this is a global market. So yeah, everybody's starting to become more and more and more entwined. Now, you have to look out for something, however. Now, this is where you need to be careful. And again, I'm not a financial expert, but this is where you need to be careful and hedge your bets. Now, China, along with Russia, has already stated that they would like to see a different world business currency and government currency other than the U.S. dollar. And we as the United States, we want to fight that because, as long as we're the world's currency, we can monetize our debt and keep accruing debt and keep monetizing it without any real worldwide devastation. And, we won't be called, all our notes won't be called because we're the world currency. So unlike Iceland, the United States at this particular juncture, because we can continue to print money and monetize our debt, we really can't go bankrupt. We can get to a point where the debt is just so enormous that somebody's going to say someday, hold on, time out, like they did with England and the sterling, the pound sterling, because that used to be the world currency before the U.S. dollar. And then after World War II, England did some stupid things and they went socialistic. And so the world said, yeah, well, we don't want that anymore. And because the world switched from the pound sterling being the world currency, England couldn't monetize its debt. It couldn't keep printing money like crazy. So, a lot of their debts were coming due as a government, and their economy went in the crapper. And it was almost like another depression for them. Meanwhile, because the United States dollar became the world standard, our economy in the 50s and 60s and 80s and 90s boomed. Yeah, we had some setbacks in the 70s, and we had some setbacks in the early 2000s and in the early part of the 90s. But for the most part, for the last 60 years, we've been on a roll. So this whole notion that everybody should all of a sudden start to panic, that's a false notion. But it does mean that we need to have people in office that understand this kind of stuff. And I'm already hearing people saying it. I know. But we need to have people in place that understand these kind of economic trends. Because the economies go up and down, up and down. As much as they try to manipulate, the reason for manipulating economies and manipulating nations' currencies is so you don't have the dips, the highs and lows, the valleys and peaks. What they want to try to do is level it all out. Because for some reason, we have a bunch of people that like to run countries that think, the best thing to do is always be level. There's no surprises, no surprises, no surprises. There's no dips, no valleys, no rises. We just keep it nice on a nice, even keel. Well, that's impossible. Even if we had one world currency,